Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Hard Hitting Wrestling Show. I'm your host, Obi-Wan, with Hector V in the house. And of course, I'm wearing right now the John Cena spinner belt because at the main event, I am definitely going to be spinning these wheels right here because my boy's going to win. And we did our prediction show a couple of days ago, and I'm not changing my mind. The champ is here.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. It's a big celebration, but there's a lot of mixed emotions. I actually tuned into the kickoff show, and whoever you ask, it's always like a 50-50 between John Cena and Cody Rhodes.
Mm-hmm.
And it's amazing, but I'm still like, when it came to the battle of the mic, of course, John Cena blown Cody Rhodes away. All right. And yeah, and I know Cody Rhodes, he did some, he didn't back down, but it's like, man, that the words that John Cena used and the way he described his career, ups and downs, and all about the fans, the WWE universe. And yet I feel like, all right, it's almost like you wait and see when it happens to you. That's the message that I got. It said, this is what happened in my career. Wait until it is you. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And anyhow, I'm really like, don't care now about what's said or done. I just want to see the action. Let's get the results right now. Come on.
I know it. Tell me about it, right? Well, we got to wait to the end for that match. And it's like, man, the anticipation is going to be building up. But, man, we got a lot of great matches ahead of that one. And hopefully this night will, surpass what we got last night. Last night was just the stirring of the cake. You know what I'm saying? Now we get to put the icing on it. So
I'm glad that you said that, man. I really do, because let's recap real quick. And of course, I shorthand everything. And we'll start off with Jey Uso winning the world title match against Gunther. And today he was hanging out with Travis Scott. Okay, the Uso, Travis Scott, they were over there hanging out, signing autographs. I don't know, man. I don't like that picture. I don't like something stirring up already. Not everyone's talking about it, but could it be that the Usos have any play on the main event tonight?
Right.
Will The Rock show up? Like what else could actually happen, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like Cody Rhodes burned a lot of bridges. I think that because he took too much, and throughout the whole year, he took a lot of tasks at hand for so many people that helped him win the title. Well, they're not around anymore.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if anything, Randy Orton, right?
Yep.
And we'll talk about him later. But right now, Jey Uso, world champion, it was due, right? We knew that storyline was going to happen. It is what it is. And also, Tiffany Stratton, you and I we knew that the way things develop, I feel like Charlotte Flair was supposed to win, and it didn't happen because things didn't play out that way. What do you think?
Yeah, it seems like they might have called an audible on that one, especially the way the night was going with all the titles changing hands and everything.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm happy that she did keep the title moving forward. I think it's best for business. Now it gives us an opportunity to see her go up against probably Roxanne Perez, who might be next in line for this title. So I think Charlotte Flair, I think she's starting to see the light at the end of the road towards the end of her career, honestly. I mean, she's got nothing to be ashamed about, to be honest.
No, nothing to be ashamed about, but I feel like when everything's developed that it was won early. The decision was made too early, and it's almost like her and Gunther had the same role play in the storyline. They both had to be bullies and stuff like that. And at the end, is the victims always turn out to be victorious of all this, right? But we have to wait and see, because this week the NFL will have their draft, and WWE is also scheduled to have a draft of their own. So we'll see who's going on Raw, SmackDown, and of course, you know that every time things happen, the changes happen right after Backlash, which, by the way, is in St. Louis, May 10th. So that will be the time frame when the HHW show will be coming back live with all the broadcasts and everything else. The New Day, you called it, New Day champions. Um, I didn't see it. I didn't want to believe it, but I was hoping that Big E may like make an appearance, but that did not happen. Clean win. I mean, I won't say it was a clean win, but it's
Yeah,
a win what a heel would normally do, right?
yeah,
They
exactly.
they win no matter how, and they do what they have to do. And it is what it is. They're the champs, and let's see if the War Raiders could get a rematch. But for them to be the champions, they're going to hold that title for a while.
I believe so. Now I believe it is what 12 times now the New Day become tag team champions.
Absolutely,
But
first
they
victory in WrestleMania too.
exactly because it told me something when they gave them their records because they did say that Xavier was winless at WrestleMania and Kofi was like 3-12. So once they mentioned the records, that told me right there, oh my God, okay, they're gonna wind up winning this match. But
Yeah,
yeah, new look, for them. I mean, New Day was heel before, but this is a different type of heel for them, and for
they're
them
minus
to,
one.
yeah,
You're
but
right.
they're able to be successful in this new role as the New Day. And it's crazy because I liked their uniform, how they kept the unicorns, but they made it more darker looking and in the back of their, you know,
Yeah, you got to be healed. You got to look dark. I
yeah,
guess
I liked it.
that's
Yeah,
that's a theme now, right?
I liked it.
Um, However, you
Man,
got to watch out whatever you put in your forehead because the Grande Americano, I guess
I
they did
regret
not
that.
audible anything,
Nope.
and
And
extra changes pick.
I audibled it. I audibled it.
You
God.
and I could have been tied going into tonight, but
And see, the thing is,
um,
because I audibled because of Ray Phoenix being undefeated. Ray Phoenix is new. I figure his debut, right? Okay, they're gonna give him the win. That's why
mhm.
I made the change. But I should have just, yeah. I mean, it is
You
what it
stuck
is.
with your guns. But you know
Yeah,
what though? I thought more was gonna happen in this match. It was just a plain old regular match, but I like them to both had a lot of action. You
yeah.
know, they had a lot of moves, and I was very, very impressed. But an Americano wins and Vikingo, which I met here in Waterbury, Connecticut.
Hmm.
Um, he was at play, right? I'm curious to see if we're going to see more AAA superstars in the main roster,
Yeah, right.
and especially with a Grande Americano pushing off of a Kinko. But there's a lot more better wrestlers out there in Mexico, and I'm glad that Mexico and NXT are going to combine for worldwide later on this year. That was that big announcement that they made yesterday, so it's pretty awesome. Jay Cargill defeated Naomi. Look, parts of the matches were rehearsed. Uh,
Yeah,
I hate that when it comes to the women's division because I feel like every time it's like they're trying to perfect something instead of naturally doing it. And the one move that I say that it was awesome is that jackhammer move where Jay Cargill caught Naomi.
right. Off the
And
top.
that was probably
Wow.
the best move I've seen in that match, in that particular match.
That was, yeah. But yeah, I did see a lot of times where Jade kept on just standing around, just looking at her, waiting for something to happen. It was like, okay, this goes back to what I've been saying a while. Jade still is very fresh and still needs a lot to learn. I
Mhm.
mean, I felt like Naomi had to take the lead a lot in this match. I just felt like, going out on the limb to going for Naomi, thinking that somebody might come out and help her, or she might cheat to win this match, like the way, America Grande Americano did. I thought something like that was going to happen, but no, it was fair and square. Jay Cargill got her win, so big props to her. So
Yeah, but I'm just curious to see what's going to happen because on SmackDown, there were some altercations, a lot of words exchanged, including with Bianca Belair, right?
right,
I'm just curious to see what else can develop. And I'm still a firm believer that Naomi wasn't by herself. It's like Naomi needed more to say, but wasn't allowed given that opportunity,
yeah.
right?
But and see,
And
didn't Jade already admit to that she really didn't see who pushed her?
she only said that she saw Naomi walk away.
That's it.
That was it. But Naomi fell in that trap to the
Right.
fact that, hey, you know, again, she ran away. Does that mean somebody else was there?
I'm thinking it was. I'm seriously. I'm still believing that Bianca was part of this, and because she's not, because Bianca has not been able to say her part of the story. She keeps blowing it off. She keeps saying this is not the time or the place to talk about it. And now she's going into a triple threat match, which we're going to talk about. She's
Hmm.
not focused. She's not telling her side of the story. She's not clearing the air with Jade. I'm sorry.
I would love to see a development with Jay Cargill coming out of nowhere or something, but I mean, we can't put all in one night.
Yeah.
But hey, we'll continue on. Jacob Fatu's the new United States champion. I'm with it. We said it several times on the show that a clean fight, no
Hmm.
interference. Jacob Fatu was going to defeat LA Knight. But in defense, for LA Knight, dude had a messed up ribs going into this match because he got attacked on
Yeah.
Friday Night SmackDown. So advantage did go to Fatu. Let's see if LA Knight will at least check this out. I believe LA Knight's time for the United States title is over. I think now it's time for him to step up for a world title.
Right.
The question is who, what, where, when, and everything else, right? And how that's going to develop, we'll see on that. Also, the main event, Seth freaking Rollins, Roman Reigns, CM Punk lived it up. I mean, look, I could not leave my seat watching this match. I loved it. And I wish all the matches were that way. But like I once LA Knight and Jacob Fatu match went on, I woke up. I woke up. I'm sorry, you
Yeah.
know. And then I started seeing everything else, and the way everything developed, it was there's always a shocking moment. This was a shocking moment. Seth Rollins delivered another WrestleMania shocking moment.
Yes,
He
he did.
did it again in WrestleMania 31 when he went into the triple threat match, turned the match into a triple threat to win the title, catching the Money in the Bank briefcase on Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns, and did it again last night at Roman Reigns again
Yep. At his expense. Yep.
at his expense. And that favor was it is what it is. But I don't even consider that as a favor. I consider it as, hey, Paul Heyman, you realize what happened. You was with CM Punk. CM Punk walked away. Roman Reigns was not there when your ass was getting beat up, got taken out by the Bloodline 2.0. Where was Roman Reigns?
Yeah.
And then at the time, Heyman was pleading for CM Punk, take me away, take me with you, all that stuff. Everything came to realization. Paul
Mhm.
Heyman is just, to be honest with you, I don't know where he's gonna go now. Would he be with Seth Rollins? He don't need to, but I think maybe he could be with Braun Breaker.
I think he's shaking the hand of the devil with the rock.
What's best for business,
And
and
that's exactly
anything
what
can happen tonight.
Rollins said. Rollins has
Mhm.
said that he's doing what's for best for business. And if he's aligning himself with Paul Heyman and Paul Heyman shaking the hand of the enemy, which is the rock, this could be the rock moving the chess pieces around on the board. And you're right. I mean, I could see that. I had not seen that angle from your
Mm.
but you bringing that perspective that Braun Breaker could be the X factor. Now we're talking about something that we didn't even bring up when we made our prediction on the prediction show with the Fatal Four Way, because none of us
Right.
picked Braun Breaker.
No, no, but I think when you put in a fatal four way, it's like you're protecting your best asset, right? And right
Right,
out of the four, Braun Breaker's the best one.
right,
And you don't want him to get pinned,
right.
right? Uh, so again, I think the more the storyline is really between Dominic Mysterio and Finn Balor. I really do. I swear.
Hmm.
But hey, we're gonna continue on with that match anyway. But tonight, starting at 7 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time, they already announced that the first match is the triple threat match between Rhea Ripley, Io Sky, and Bianca Belair.
Correct.
We've picked Io Sky,
Yes.
right? I feel like she's been disrespected. No one's looking at her. We're gonna look at her now.
Well,
We're
Frank,
going to look. I think the fans are looking at her. It's just these knuckleheads, Rhea Ripley and Bianca Belair, that's not seeing that who is the real champion.
right,
Bianca Belair thinks she's all over. Like she's acting like she already gonna take the title.
right,
She's
exactly.
too cocky, and Rhea Ripley is like all distracted. And these two that tangled that moved up together from NXT, they're gonna come to the realization that Io Sky is the woman and she is the world champion.
Yeah, yeah.
But will she though? I mean, we've seen this with Asuka, and Asuka was undefeated and she lost, right?
To Charlotte
Out of
Flair.
these three, who is really the face of WWE?
At this moment, right now, I would think it'd be Rhea Ripley.
I
I
think
think.
it's Bianca Belair.
I mean, I think Bianca is probably the slight odds-on favorite to win the match tonight, but
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna say that to change my pick. I mean, I'm sticking with Io Sky
No,
because
but
I
you know who made the pick? Um, AI. I asked AI, man. Watch this. The prediction for AI says Bianca Belair captures the Women's World Championship. Wow. Can you believe that AI already in the mix of all these type of predictions?
mm-hmm.
Oh man. But hey, I can't wait to see it. Also, uh Lyra Valkyria does not have a partner to be against Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez, who are the current women's tag team champions. Okay, a lot of speculation is that Becky Lynch, and this is from Big E, Becky Lynch is in the building, and Lyra has always looked up to Becky Lynch. Remind you that Becky Lynch kind of passed the torch to Lyra. They've tagged him before, right? And it's always that finger point at Liv Morgan. She was also in the mix. Okay. So I tell you that it does make sense for Becky Lynch to be involved.
Yeah,
If Becky Lynch is there, they win and take away those titles.
I see that, but I don't agree with it. I don't agree with it.
I know you don't. I know.
Why? I just don't. I don't like that you bring back somebody and just put and decide just to put a title around their waist just like that because they've done that to be. They've done that to Becky Lynch. You know what I'm saying? And it's not fair. It's not.
I mean, look at it this way. Liv Morgan, Raquel Rodriguez, when have they defended that title though?
Okay,
It's like the title's there for show.
okay. So, but
I
they're
mean,
defending it.
how serious can we look at that title, honestly?
But are we going to really see a serious defense if Becky and Lyra wins it? Because Lyra's you hear her being a two belt champion
Mm.
walking into Monday Night Raw. No,
Hey, anything's possible. Records are meant to be set, right?
mm-mm.
I'm just saying.
If
I'm just saying.
if your prediction is correct that Dirty Don walks away with that title tonight,
The
it has
girls will keep their title.
the girl. It has to start with the girls walking away with the title first. Honestly.
Yes, I think they'll keep the. I'm with you. If Dominic wins that title, the girls keep their titles.
But it has to. But we don't know which one is going on
I
first, right?
know that's the messed up
That's
part.
the thing.
I know. But what if Bailey faked the funk? What if Bailey faked it, right? Because she has no injury. This is part of the storyline. If Bailey comes back and becomes heel,
I think she's already going to turn heel. It already looks like she's going back that way.
I tell you what, I'm with you. I'm gonna take the champions to retain that title. How about that?
So you're going to change your pick.
Because Bailey is out, and I think Bailey is a
Okay.
suspect right now.
Okay.
You agree
Right.
or disagree?
I mean, I was already going with the champs. It doesn't matter
All right.
who is because I already learned my mistake from last night, and I'm not.
So I'm
I'm
gonna
not
pay the
doing.
price this time if if Lyra wins, man.
Oh my
We'll be
god!
the same. Let's put it that way. All right. But check this out. Imagine this match. Randy Orton is going to wrestle. That said it in the kickoff. He will wrestle tonight, and he is doing an open challenge. Is this the match we'll be waiting for tonight.
Okay, so now here we go with this. Are you saying that if, let's just say, Becky was to come back and team up with Lyra, they will win the tag team titles, right?
Mhm.
So Becky comes back and win the belt. Then if Rusev was to come back, you're not going to bring him back into the WWE at the grandest stage of them all just to lose to Randy Orton by an RKO.
Mm. I'm hey, I don't. You know what? It doesn't
Because
matter either or. It
because
doesn't matter.
maybe, well, maybe because Kevin Owens isn't really hurt, and maybe that's how Rusev wins.
Oh man,
We
Ke-
last night,
Kevin knows come out of nowhere and just stone colds him.
but look, besides Paul Heyman, we did not see anybody really. We did not see no outside interference from nobody last night.
No, no.
Tonight is the night. Tonight is the night where we got to see some fireworks. So
Bring it on and all.
yes, bring it
Go
all
all
out.
in. We're in
Bring
Vegas. Go all in.
everybody.
Yes.
Bring everybody from the stands. I don't care. Bring everybody.
All right.
So
So I
it,
did write down that if because a lot of people are saying Rusev, and even AI, AI is already calling the shots already that they particularly are going, Randy Orton open challenge, but a surprise returnee defeats Randy Orton, and it might be Rusev. Also, let me back it up. The AI is already predicting that Lyra Valkyria and Becky Lynch will win the title. So it's crazy,
mm,
crazy already. But more to follow on this, okay. If anything, I'm gonna stick with Randy Orton. I
okay.
love Randy Orton. It may not even be Rusev. You know what I mean?
You're
So
right. I mean,
right.
it could be whoever it is.
Mhm.
If they're going, I'm going to say this. I'm going for the outsider, whoever it is,
You're going
because
for the outsider to defeat
who-
Randy Orton?
yes, because I know Randy Orton is doing an open challenge here, right? He doesn't care who it is. But remember, we seen that with Seth Rollins, right? Seth Rollins did the open challenge, and
And
then
lost to Cody Rhodes.
lost to Cody Rhodes,
I hate
and
when you're
so
right, man. I hate
things
when
like
you're
this
right.
happens, and so it could be that Kevin Owens is going to interfere here, you
I
know.
hate you. But all
So
right,
Randy
you're
Orton is
right.
not. So I'm going with the outsider. I'm just let's just mark
Oh,
that.
I hate you.
Let's just make that official. I'm going
All
with
right,
the
I'm with
outsider,
you, man. I'm with you
whoever.
on this one. All right, you persuaded me. I still
Well,
hate you.
and we don't know who Frank is going for. So
Oh, Frank is going for Randy Orton. All
well, he loses
right,
by default if you don't make a
we'll
pick.
text. We'll give him a text. We'll give him the courtesy on that one.
Yeah,
All
yeah,
right, AJ Styles versus Logan Paul.
right. Well, we already made our pick here. I'm going with Logan Paul. I hate to say it. I mean, I'm sticking with my pick there. I
Mhm.
mean, I got nothing against AJ Styles, the phenomenal one, but
But
it's
AJ
just
Styles hasn't done anything to Logan Paul,
I know that.
but he's been down under. Like he's got caught up twice with that signature move. AJ Styles hasn't done any. He hasn't laid a hand on Logan Paul yet.
I
I'm
get
taking
it.
AJ Styles. I'm not changing my pick on that one.
Right. I'm not changing my pick
Nope.
either.
All right.
But I just think about carrying cross too.
Yeah, there is he.
There
There
is
is
he
he.
somewhere. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I
Some
know. I know. But AI says Logan Paul defeats AJ Styles.
and he's got those metal rods in his fist.
Oh man. All right.
Ooh.
Fatal four way. Braun Breaker, Dominic Mysterio, Finn Balor, and Penta. I believe I forgot who I chose. You know who I chose?
You picked Dominic. Yeah, you did pick
Okay, I
Dominic.
picked Dominic.
Yeah.
Okay. And then you picked Penta.
Yeah, me and Frank both picked Penta. Yeah.
Okay. All right. It's crazy. This is
Yeah,
crazy.
it is.
All right. So AI says
I bet you
Penta
AI says
wins.
it's Dom.
Penta wins the Intercontinental Championship.
Oh man, but I figured the odds on favor was Dominic. To be honest with you.
Yeah, and you know what? A lot of people are already screaming his name.
Yeah, I bet it
So,
is.
all right. Uh, and again, like you said, depending on what happens, I don't
Yeah,
know who's first.
I
I
don't
got a
know
feeling
either.
that the ladies are first in the IC title. But again, we will have to see. We'll have to see. Now I'm looking behind me right now because the kickoff show is on. They're doing a recap what happened last night. They're showing
Yeah.
Jacob Fatu with the U.S. title.
That was a bad match, man.
Yeah, that was an awesome match. Definitely. All right, Damian Priest versus Drew McIntyre. I did say Damian Priest was going to win.
I did
I
too.
think Drew's going to still have that same attitude and not get the job done, and that'll be an advantage for Damian Priest.
Right, correct. I agree with you. I know
Mhm.
Frank went with Drew McIntyre. Right now, Drew did snatch that chain off his neck, so
Right.
he's walking
Oh,
around
yeah.
with that.
That's bad juju right there. And then
Hmm.
the main event, and they have John. AI has John Cena winning.
We all,
So,
yep, we all got
uh,
John Cena.
John Cena, I look, I got the title. I got it right here.
You got the big one. I got the little one.
Here we go. I'm telling you right now, I'm gonna spin it away. When that the thing is that I'm just curious how everything will develop. They
Right.
will not start attacking each other at once the bell rings. They're not going to attack each other. There's going to be a quite significant amount of time of a stare
20,
down
20 minutes.
before, yeah, for a 5 minute match.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
like that. I do. I
I,
do. I do.
I'm still saying that Stone Cold is going to make some kind of an appearance, some kind of distraction, some kind of noise, to get somebody.
You
I'm
think
thinking maybe,
Stone Cold?
yeah,
Why
yeah,
Stone Cold?
because of The Rock, because of the history, because that was his last match, because he lost to The Rock. That was his last match in WrestleMania. He lost to him. They had a rival. And just like The Undertaker took out the final boss last year, why not the Rattlesnake take out the final boss one more time? But this time, the final boss will still be successful instead of, not being successful like he was last year.
All
So,
right. Okay. Hey, so with that and everything that has been said, I want you to take a look at my screenshot here where we're down to the final four. Actually, really, yeah, the final four with Finn Balor, Seth Rollins, Ilja Dragunov, and Roman Reigns. And just a little sweet peek, a little peek in there. Seth Rollins versus Roman Reigns for the last match of our fantasy WrestleMania madness. And you could tune in to the HHW show .com to find out. And especially tomorrow, I'm going to make an announcement as to who will win. But I'm surprised on this bracket because there was a 3 11th seed that really advanced almost to the elite eight.
right.
And check this out. Oh man, I love doing these fantasies because it's instead of the video games, instead of like doing whatever, right? You get to like find out what are they good at, what moves, what character could they play in. And
Hmm.
the number 11 that I want to mention is Trick Williams. Trick Williams defeated Xavier Woods, Ludwig Kaiser, and he took out Gunther. And then he had to face Seth Rollins, and then he lost to Seth Rollins. So imagine that. And then Ejak Dragunov, he started let me find defeated Karrion Cross. I think there was a lot of praying going on. He beat LA Knight. He beat Tamatonga, and he beat CM Punk. And then of course Roman Reigns took him out. Another 11 is Oba Femi. Oba Femi, I'm trying to find where he at. Yeah, he beat Rey Mysterio. He defeated Braun Breaker, and he took out John Cena. And he made it all the way, and Roman Reigns took him out in the and he lasted to the top eight, and then he got taken out for Roman Reigns to advance to the final four. So I was just amazed on how everything developed in these WrestleMania madness that we created. So I'm liking it. But hey, you know what? Tomorrow you guys could tune in to the hhwshow.com. And I also want to spend a shout out to our favorite listener, Leak Thoughts. I think Leak Thoughts came around a week ago. I thought we was gonna have a battle between her and
I
Jack
know it.
Quillen,
They kind of
right?
missed each other. Yeah, they
Yeah,
missed each
they
other.
keep missing each other, and I thought we was gonna have an actual match. And I was actually gonna do a false count anywhere match, depending
Mm.
where he's at. And I know Jack Quillen's over there in Texas, So
Yeah.
it would be pretty interesting. But hey, it is what it is. Big shout out to you. Big shout out to all the listeners out there. I know our numbers are going up and down because they're tuning into the kickoff show right now, and we will be doing that also. Amazing stuff. I can't wait. I want all my answers to be correct tonight. So it's going to be very, very interesting.
Yeah.
Very interesting. Yeah.
We're running. We're tight. I mean, I started off really slow last night, kind of picked up the pace towards the end. Frank started off really hot, and then he kind of fell off the map there. You kind of kept the pace going, and you're leading us right now by one
I
match.
won by
So
one. I only got 4 wins. Y'all both got three. I do
no,
not predict that it's
you
four
got
three three.
no. It's 5-4-4.
Oh, it's 5-4-4. My bad.
Yeah,
Your fault.
yeah.
All right. Good job.
Oh
All
Lord.
right. Regardless, I don't think I'm going to win this. I feel like the odds are against me because the picks that I chose are totally opposite what AI want, and you guys are pretty much with AI, I guess. So if Penta wins, I'm done. I'm done. I'm
You know what
done.
AI stands for, right?
Uh, all
We're all
what?
we're all in.
We're all in. I had half right. The intelligent parts, I don't know, but it is what it is. Poof, I know. Well, that's it. That's our show at hhwshow.com. Tune into our website. We will still keep it going throughout our time off here on the podcast. And once again, I will be back on tonight, right after the show, with the recap of night two. And please, you guys are all welcome. Share your thoughts on how you are watching night two and everything else. So tune in to not only to our Facebook channel, but also our YouTube channel, HHW Show. We'll be back. Have fun, everyone. Be safe. Happy Easter. Yes, sir. And let's enjoy some good old wrestling.
Yeah.
Yeah. Should we say yeah? Should we say yeah? No, no more yeahs, right? But
Nope.
there's a yeet.
Yeah.
Yeet.